As you all know, a number of the greatest athletes never ever won a championship. They were given that one opportunity but never took advantage of it. I'm Justin Fraction. Today we dive into 10 athletes who had one shot at a championship and failed. And we do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, Mike Piazza. Piazza is among the greatest catchers of all time. The Hall of Famer mashed 427 home runs and was named to 12 All-Star games throughout his illustrious career. Piazza led the New York Mets to the World Series in 2000, where they met their Subway Series rivals, the New York Yankees. But Piazza and the Mets were shut down by the Yankees, losing in 5 games. Piazza registered just 6 hits in the series and would never play in another fall classic. Number 9, Kerry. One of the most underrated quarterbacks of all time, Collins tossed 208 touchdowns and 40,922 passing yards in his career. Collins led the New York Giants to a Super Bowl 35 appearance against Ray Lewis's Baltimore Ravens. But Collins got absolutely manhandled by the Ravens defense. He completed just 15 passes for 112 yards and threw 4 interceptions. The Giants lost 34-7, and Collins never saw another Super Bowl appearance. Number 8, Steve McNair. In the late 90s and early 2000s, McNair was one of the NFL's top quarterbacks. He was named co-MVP in 2003 with Peyton Manning and was one of the top dual-threat QBs, rushing for 3,590 yards while passing for 31,304 yards. McNair led the Tennessee Titans to an appearance in Super Bowl 34 against the St. Louis Rams. But McNair didn't have his best day, tossing just 214 yards without a touchdown pass. Obviously, everyone remembers when he hit Kevin Dyson on the final play of the game, but he fell a yard short of the end zone and the Rams won by 7. A close effort by McNair, but it wasn't enough, and he never came close to another Super Bowl appearance after that. Number 7, Lindros. Even though concussions held him back for much of his career, Lindros was a superstar when he was on his game. 865 career points in 760 NHL games is no laughingstock. Lindros won the Hart Trophy as League MVP in 1995, led the Philadelphia Flyers to many glorious years in the 90s and early 2000s, but 1997 would be the only year that Lindros led his team to a Stanley Cup Finals appearance. Facing the underdog Detroit Red Wings, Lindros and the Flyers' offense got completely shut down. Lindros was held to 3 points in 4 games as the Wings swept Philly. Lindros never appeared in another Stanley Cup Final. Number 6, Allen Iverson. Iverson was one of the NBA's top players of the 2000s. The 11-time All-Star also took home the 2001 League MVP and made the Philadelphia 76ers one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. Iverson led the 76ers to the 2001 NBA Finals, where they met the Shaq and Kobe-led Los Angeles Lakers. Iverson tried his very best, but the Lakers easily manhandled Philadelphia in 5 games. Iverson didn't know it at the time, but it was the first and last chance he'd get at a championship ring, and he lost it. Number 5, Curtis Martin. Martin sits 4th all-time in career rushing yards with 14,101. The 5-time Pro Bowler and NFL Hall of Famer spent the bulk of his career with the New York Jets, but his one Super Bowl appearance came with the New England Patriots when they met the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 31. The Patriots' offense really struggled. Quarterback Drew Bledsoe threw 4 interceptions, but Curtis Martin didn't do his job either. He rushed for just 42 yards on 11 carries, though he did register 1 touchdown. Martin then ditched the Patriots for the Jets, and he'd see his old team win 3 Super Bowls while he was a member of Gang Green. But at the end of the day, Martin struggled in his only chance at a championship. Number 4, Charles Barkley. Barkley was one of the NBA's most dynamic players of the 80s and 90s. The 11-time All-Star and former MVP was lights out with both the 76ers and Phoenix Suns. But Barkley only experienced 1 trip to the NBA Finals. That came in 1993 when his Suns faced Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls. Barkley was great in the series, but he didn't come up big when needed the most. The Bulls won the series in 6 games, and Sir Charles would never play in the NBA Finals again. Number 3, Barry Bonds. The MLB's all-time home run king finished with just 762 career dingers. Don't forget those 14 All-Star Game appearances or those ridiculous 7 NL MVP awards. Bonds single-handedly carried the San Francisco Giants to greatness throughout his career. Bonds' only World Series appearance came with the Giants in 2002, when they squared off against the Anaheim Angels. Bonds did hit 4 homers and drew 13 walks in the series, but it wasn't enough. The Angels won in 7 games, thanks to an epic comeback rally in Game 6, and the all-time home run king retired without a championship. Number 2, Jackie Smith. Before Gronk and Tony Gonzalez, there was Jackie Smith, who pioneered the tight end position. The 5-time Pro Bowler was arguably the best tight end in the 60s and throughout most of the 70s. But before retiring, he signed with the Dallas Cowboys for the 1978 season, hoping to retire as a Super Bowl champion. With the Cowboys trailing the Steelers by a touchdown late in the 3rd quarter of Super Bowl 13, Smith was wide open and dropped the easiest TD catch of his life. It was a great throw from Roger Staubach, but he couldn't hold on. The Cowboys settled for a field goal and lost by 4 points, so Smith's drop was super costly. He retired after the season, blowing his only chance at a championship. And number 1, Dan Marino. Marino was one of the top pocket passers of his era. Heck, he's the best quarterback who never won a Super Bowl. The 9-time Pro Bowler and 1984 NFL MVP led the league in passing yards 5 times. He led the Miami Dolphins to a Super Bowl XIX appearance against the San Francisco 49ers. But Marino struggled big time. He was sacked 4 times and threw 2 picks as the 49ers crushed Miami 38-16. Marino would dominate the NFL for another decade and a half, yet amazingly he never got back to the Super Bowl. Shame, because he really blew his only opportunity at a championship. What other athletes blew their only shot at a championship? Join us in the comments section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.